I always like a motorhome that can tow a trailer. Let's find out more about towing. Now, before we look too closely at trailers, let's just point out that in motorhomes, they can't always be fitted with a tow bar. You might have seen that your van conversion has a tow bar all lined up in the catalogue from the tow bar manufacturer. But that was before the conversion. And sometimes you find that your van, once it's been converted, has a water tank or something else right in the place where the tow ball and the tow bar itself is screwed to the bottom. You might then turn around and say, no, I haven't got a van conversion, I've got a coach built. My one is built on an Alco chassis and they make a lovely bolt-on tow ball. It's a superb piece of construction. But wait, I know a number of manufacturers who have an Alco chassis that ends about here and then they extend the body about another foot, 30 centimetres rearwards. And whilst you can bolt on the nice tow ball and so forth, it doesn't stick out beyond the back. So stage one is check. Can the motorhome you're buying or the one you own be fitted with a tow bar? Then as regards the actual trailers, there are two chief types. For example, if it's under 75 kilograms when it's totally loaded up, you're not required to have brakes on the trailer. But you do need something called a secondary coupling if it was built after 1996. Add on the weight and say, let's say we're over 750 kilograms, which of course is like any caravan. Now that must have brakes and it must be fitted with a breakaway cable. On the other hand, there are some people, and I'm one of them, who occasionally likes to tow a car with its wheels still on the ground, like the little car we've already seen. Bear in mind that a tow car with its wheels on the road will then have to comply with all the laws relating to trailers. At which point, let's go and have a look at an example of the first one, because that microcar I've got on the back weighs a mere 240 kilograms. And here it is, and I better step over. No need to have its brakes operational when it's acting as a trailer. I paid the extra for this piece here to be pushed into the front with a special safety pin arrangement here. And then it's very, very easy either to use the jockey wheel or personally I find it easy to just lift up and drop on the tow bar. The one thing that they forgot to fit was a secondary coupling. Should have done, and I've set this up with some climbing equipment, and what it does is if that jumps off the tow ball, it won't lose contact with the towing vehicle and yet that won't crash and hit the road. Now that's all very well, but not always do you have two people for the support car. You might want a car that actually conveys four persons. And the best thing to do to comply with the laws across Europe is to put it on a trailer. But many people in this country like this arrangement. It's called an A-frame. It folds up, it's so small, it's easy to stick in the back. It couples up here. The inside of the car has to be quite majorly altered with a structure, and it takes a few moments to couple. It uses the electrics from the towing vehicle to operate those on the towed vehicle, the car itself. It has a rudimentary braking system, and I have to say that I bought this one about 10 years ago. As it catches up the motor caravan when you're slowing down or going down a hill, it does just what a caravan does, and it applies the brakes on the back of the car. Fine. Better ones around now that are electronic, which are hydraulic, and all sorts of wonderful versions instead. All I'm going to say finally is the disadvantage with this is you can't reverse it because the front wheels go all wobbly. You might get a meter, but that's about it. Adding it all up, I like trailers, and when it comes to motorhomes, I wouldn't dream of buying one if it couldn't be fitted up for towing.